Good morning, everyone. How y'all doing this morning? That wasn't good enough, especially after hearing that. I mean, how can I even follow that? That was amazing. How are y'all doing this morning? Good, good, good. So I just want to say thank you so much for that introduction. And I first want to thank the Faith-Based Mental Health Initiative for the work that you are doing with your amazing organization. It's so needed in our communities. I also want to thank Springfield Baptist Church for putting in the work to respond to the mental health needs of your congregation and beyond. So yes, go ahead and clap for both of them because they really do deserve it. They're putting in the work that is necessary to take care of our community, so thank you. So I also want to give honor to every single person behind this event because I know how much work that it takes to go and putting in events like this. So thank you to everybody that's involved, everyone serving today. Y'all are amazing. And I am going to be speaking to you today on the topic of Gen Z and mental health. And I want to give you some statistics of kind of what is going on right now. So according to the American Psychological Association, more than 9 in 10 Gen Z adults, 91%, said they have experienced at least one physical or emotional symptom because of stress, such as being depressed or sad, or lacking interest, motivation, or energy. Half of Gen Z feels like they do not have enough to manage their stress. And so this is the reality of what my generation is currently going through, what we're currently dealing with. And if I can be honest, sometimes the state of Gen Z and mental health can feel hopeless, especially with everything going on in social media, everything being right in front of our faces. It's hard to keep the hope sometimes, you know? And for example, yesterday on social media, I saw a viral video, okay, of a student physically assaulting a teacher at my old high school. My old high school. And as of this morning, I checked and I looked. There are 36.9 thousand comments, 36.9 thousand comments on this video of people reacting. I saw celebrities in the comments, Tamar Braxton, everybody in the comments. I saw some of my former classmates in the comments reacting to this video of a student assaulting a teacher. And that brings me to something I want to share with you that an amazing woman shared with me. Her name is Coach T, and she's actually a life coach. And we had a conversation one day, and she said to me, there are 2 ways that you can go about life. You can either react or you can respond. So I posed the question today, are we responding? And I want you to ask yourselves these 2 questions that I'm going to give to you all, and write them down if you need to, because I really want you all to go home and reflect on these 2 questions today. First is, how am I responding to what's happening or what has happened to me? And second, how am I responding to what others are going through right now? So on that first question, that first point, how am I responding to what's happening or what has happened to me? Here's the facts, right? Life can be heavy. Life can be extremely, extremely heavy, from pain, from trauma, from loss, health challenges, from disabilities to feeling inadequate and just being plain tired. Life can be very, very heavy. And from an external perspective, you can't exactly control what's happened to you or what is currently happening to you, right? You know, yes, you can control what you allow and what you don't allow into your life to some extent, but there's just some things you can't control that happens. So I want to speak to a young woman or a young man, right, who might be battling disorders and mental health struggles. All your life you may be disappointed people, and you come up short, and ultimately you let yourself down, you know, and you try to pick yourself up time and time again, but you just seem like you can't get a hold of life. life feels impossible to conquer, and you want to make the most out of your life. You want to do all of these things, become all of these things, but you feel that it's just impossible because you were born this way, right? What do you do in that case when you couldn't control what happened to you and what you were born with? So I personally had to ask myself these questions because, plot twist, that example was based on me and where I was in my life. And I know how hard it is to make the transition from only reacting to the cards that life dealt you to then responding to the cards life dealt you, because there is a difference. And I know it's not easy either. What you're going through comes with hurt, it comes with pain, it comes with mourning. And let me highlight this: you are allowed to feel what you need to feel. You can cry about it, you can process your feelings, process all your emotions. You're allowed to, and in fact, you need to. It's healthy, but I'm also here to give you hope that at the same time, you have the ability to respond. You can both feel what you need to feel and also respond to your situation, to what you're going through. And so you might be asking me, how do you do it? How do you do it? And I want to say that, first of all, you have it in you to respond. And God is there to help you to muster up the strength to respond in a way that is healthy, that is productive, and that is good for you. So in the practical sense, how could you respond to things that you're going through in your life? Well, first, you must face what you're going through. This is something that Gen Z struggles with because we have these cell phones right in front of our face to distract us at any time, any moment. We can open up Instagram, we can open up YouTube, we can open up TikTok. It's easy to not face what we're going through, right? But we have to face it because whatever you suppress manifests. No matter what. You can ignore it, you can try to pretend like it's not there, but whatever you suppress, it manifests. So reach out for help, We have Springfield Baptist Church right here responding to the mental health needs of the community. Reach out to Springfield. Reach out to those in your community. You can go to therapy. You can go to support groups. There's so many resources out there for you to get help and for you to not be alone in what you're going through, right? And instead of choosing unhealthy habits to cope, because that's really easy to do, whether that's food, whether that's substances, whatever it is, try to choose healthy habits to help you cope with what you're going through. And that's where healing truly starts, right? And the second question I want to address that I brought up at the beginning, how am I responding to what others are going through? Because that's important as well. We can't just worry about ourselves and how we're responding to what's happening in our life. We also have to be responsible for making sure we're taking care of others when they're going through mental health struggles. And let me give you an example of something I saw the other day on Instagram again. So I watched a video of a woman who was clearly having a mental health crisis at the Atlanta airport right here, just 30, 40 minutes away from here. She was clearly having a mental health crisis, but the reactions in the comments were so disheartening. They were putting that woman down. They were calling her crazy. And we preach all these things on social media about, mental health matters. Talk to somebody. Let's take care of people. But in comments, we're not keeping that same energy. So I say to you, whenever you see somebody going through something, and they might be acting in a way that you might not think is normal, don't judge them. Don't call them crazy. Don't look down on them. Don't act like they were. Don't let other people do that too. Help them. Reach out to them. See what they need. That's how we have to start responding. Even in the comments of the video I saw this morning of what happened at my high school, of the student assaulting the teacher, even in the video, seeing how the students were laughing at the situation and encouraging it and acting like this was entertainment. And in the comments too, the same thing going on. We can't do that anymore. How are we responding to what other people are going through? And I really want you all to go home and think about that. And if it hasn't been in the best way, that's okay. You can go back, you can correct, you can make things right, and make sure that going forward, you're responding in a way that is productive, that is thoughtful, that's caring, and that is loving, just like Jesus would have, right? And so I want to leave you with this today, all right? I don't want you to go, if you go home and you forget everything else I said, just remember these two things. First, again, we have to take responsibility for responding to what's happening or what has happened to us. Point blank, period. I know that it's hard. We have a lot of things going on in life. We have careers, we have families, some of you have children, spouses, and so much going on. But you have to take the time to do that self-searching to see, okay, what am I feeling right now? Why am I so angry? Why do I have this reaction whenever somebody criticizes me or whatever it might be? Really do that soul searching to see, okay, how can I respond better to what I'm going through, what I'm dealing with? And then number two, again, we have to take responsibility for responding to what others around us are going through. In the workplace, at school, wherever it may be, even in the grocery store, at the Atlanta airport, because there were a bunch of strangers around there, right? Wherever we go, we have to take that responsibility because people's lives really do depend on it. And again, thank you to the Faith-Based Mental Health Initiative and Springfield Baptist Church for doing this work. And thank you for having me. And lastly, thank you for responding. Thanks.